Dennis Keith Rodman was born in Trenton, New Jersey on May 31, 1961. His parents, Shirley and Philander Rodman, were very happy to have a beautiful baby boy. When he was young, his father left the family and moved to the Philippines. Not until more than 30 years later did Dennis see him again. He had two sisters named All-Americans in basketball. Their names are Deborah and Kim. Dennis's mom called him the Worm because he moved around a lot when he played pinball. Even though Rodman always had a lot going on outside of basketball, he still left his mark on the game as one of the best interior defenders in NBA history, known for his ability to block shots and grab rebounds. Dennis has been named to the All-Defensive First Team 7 times and has won the award for Best Defensive Player twice. Rodman has won 5 championships, 2 with the Detroit Pistons and 3 with the Chicago Bulls. Dennis Rodman is still one of the most divisive figures in the world, even though he's a Hall of Fame basketball player. This is because of his big personality and lifestyle, as well as the fact that he used to be Michael Jordan's biggest rival, but later became his teammate. It's almost like Rodman was born to be famous and cause trouble. If there's one thing that is true about Rodman, is that he's not afraid to go outside the box and be himself in front of any audience. Rodman went through a big change in the early 1990s. In his book, Rodman, For Better or Worse, he says that he started to play the game wrong and even said that he was depressed. He was mostly frustrated with the business side of the NBA and found it hard to deal with both the business side of being a pro athlete and the responsibilities that comes with the game. Unfortunately, he continued to distance himself from his family the longer he was in the league. Rodman was once having suicidal thoughts and locked himself in a cop car with a shotgun in the Pistons parking lot. He fell asleep with the gun still on his lap. When he woke up, there were police with guns drawn all around the car. In the end, he was traded to the Spurs. He began going to drag clubs in San Antonio. He became part of the LGBTQ community, which made him feel freer and more whole. And that's when Rodman's character slowly started to change into what he is now and how we remember him in the NBA. He was the first person to really express himself with his hairstyles. First blonde, then green, then red, then even hair a variety of colors and styles that are done in an unusual way. But hey, it worked for him, and he got a new reputation, which helped him keep playing in the NBA and make the most of his last few years there. And he did exactly that when he got to Chicago, just in time for the Bulls dynasty. Talk about success. Income streams. In the NBA, Rodman made about $30 million in total salary, and as an A-list celebrity who has written 5 books in the last 30 years, one of which, Bad as I Wanna Be, was a New York Times bestseller. He was also part of Hulk Hogan's New World Order, and in his short time as a professional wrestler, he won the first Celebrity Championship Wrestling tournament, which, by the way, says a lot about who he is. Not to mention that he's been in a few movies and even tried to become a rapper. He also appeared on Celebrity Big Brother, The Celebrity Apprentice, Love Island, and ABC's Celebrity Mole, where he actually won. A rapper, an actor, a reality TV star, a best-selling author. I'm telling you this because he went from having all that to not having much, especially after news came out that he was having money problems in the early 2010s, and especially after he was hit with an $800,000 child support lawsuit. But when The Last Dance documentary came out in 2020, we got a better look at how he partied and what he did when he wasn't on the court. We also know that the fact that it was seen all over the world helped him get some of his money back. Now, let's see what Rodman does with that money. Cars. Even though being a star in the 1980s and 1990s didn't pay as much as it does now, Rodman didn't let that stop him from making his own collection of cars that, well, show exactly what kind of person he is. Rodman's collection includes a Lamborghini Huracan and Gallardo, a black Bentley Continental, a convertible Ford Mustang, and a Hummer H1 with a custom paint job. This one, well, it stands out. Like his famous hairstyles, these rides stand out. Mansion. Rodman lives in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, which is just outside the city of Detroit. The house is 6,600 square feet and has 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. This beautiful Michigan home has views of the lake, a pool, an outdoor patio, a home gym, a tennis court, and more. The house also has a fireplace, 3 parking spots, and a basement that is only partly finished. The house is worth about $2.3 million. How beautiful. Rodman and politics. When Rodman made friends with Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, he probably became the most unlikely diplomat in history. Dennis has been to the country more than once, and the two of them have become close over basketball. He played in some exhibition games and even sang happy birthday to the leader in front of a packed house. Rodman also went to Singapore with then-President Trump to take part in a historic meeting where the two leaders talked about political issues. Kenneth Bae, an American Christian missionary who was jailed in North Korea, was found guilty of trying to cross the border and given 15 years years of hard labor. Dennis asked for his freedom in public, and he was eventually let go. Rodman thinks of Kim Jong-un as a friend, and Un trusts him, he says. So the story goes. Dennis, crazy guy Rodman has helped make things better between the US and North Korea. Dennis, I think you should win a Nobel Peace Prize. Family and relationships. Most people don't know that my dad doesn't play a big part in my life. We don't agree on a lot of things. I don't see or hear from him for months or even years at a time. We both found it hard to be in the spotlight. These are the words of Rodman's youngest daughter, Trinity, who may not be too interested in the big buzz around her dad's life. Rodman had a son named DJ and a daughter named Trinity with Michelle Moyer. They've since split up. Rodman and his first wife, Annie Bakes, had their first child, Alexis, in the 1980s. Before his first divorce, they were together for only a year. Then, in the late 1990s, Rodman was with Carmen Electra and later spoke about his interesting relationship with Madonna that seemed fake but was almost real. "I think Madonna saw me as a kid in a candy store," Rodman once said. "I was trying to figure out where to go, but she had already done that. She saw this young boy who was maybe 30 or 31 at the time. I was just getting out of the box, out of the shell, and pretty much out of the closet. I think she saw a guy and thought, wow, he's kind of cute and has a nice body. Besides all this, I think she was more interested in the fact that I was coming out and being free than in anything else." There was also that one time when Dennis said that he had gotten married to himself. He was on a book tour, came out as bisexual, and wore the custom bridal gown that everyone will remember. Mr. Rodman is one of a kind. Total wealth. His net worth may or may not be a surprise, given that he likes to party, gives away money here and there, and lives on the edge. Dennis Rodman has a net worth of $500,000, despite everything that's going on in his life. You never know what Dennis is going to do next. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please consider dropping a like and subscribe to the channel for more celebrity and basketball content.